AITA for being disrespectful and not accommodating my ex and his wife, even though they're having a baby. Background: my 34 female, ex Brad 37 male, have a daughter 10 female called Felicity. He lives 3 hours away and is married to Haley, who's 36 female. Felicity stays with him for 2 months in the summer and for certain holidays. It's a legal custody order. We do not have a child support order, but he does pay child support that we agreed on, which hasn't changed in 8 years, even though I know he's gotten a new job. But whatever. Apparently, that's none of my business. I don't really talk to Brad, but obviously, whenever he calls Felicity or vice versa, it's my phone. But we don't talk about anything other than Felicity. Per the order that we wrote and agreed on together, by the way, it wasn't forced on us by a judge. Felicity stays with him for 8 weeks, starting the Saturday after school ends. She does come back. I don't want to go that long without seeing her. For 2 weekends during this time. It's been this way since she started school. I have a boyfriend, Mark, 35 male, who I've been seeing for about a year. Felicity hasn't met him yet, but will in the future. It's not that it's a casual relationship or anything. I just don't want to bring a ton of guys around her, so I'm very protective over who I introduce to her. Now, on to the issue. A few weeks ago, I resent Brad the dates for this summer, and he was okay with it. But after their last call, he asked if he could talk to me, which is never fun. He said that Haley is pregnant and due at the end of May, so he wasn't going to be able to have our daughter until maybe July. He also said he'd have to stop sending child support since he's going to be a stay at home dad. I'm dealing with that side of things with a lawyer because I don't know who told him that's how it works, but obviously he's an idiot. The issue is that Mark and I are going on a cruise that starts the Wednesday after Felicity is or was supposed to go to her dad's. It's a 20-day cruise, and my parents will be taking their annual trip to Europe during that time. So I have nobody who I would trust to watch her for that long, other than her father. The cruise is paid for and it will cost money to move, plus I already have time off work approved. It's a whole thing. I told him that wouldn't work, and I'd drop her off at the agreed time and day, and he'd need to figure it out, like I do all year. Obviously, it's not about not having my daughter. I wish I never had to be away from her, and I told him that for the days I'm in town or not on the cruise, I'd be more than happy to have her. He got super angry. I guess the whole cruise thing was triggering, and he was like, "You don't even need child support if you're going on luxury cruises." Apparently, I shouldn't be doing anything fun ever so that he can be a stay at home dad. He told me I'm disrespecting his wife, who is going to be a first time mum, and she needs space so that they can figure out the new baby. I get it, but that's not really my problem. I told him again I have no issue taking her for the days I'm in town, but I'm not moving my trip just because they're having a baby. I haven't said anything about the child support stuff, but my lawyer says it's being handled. People have older kids and babies all the time and make it work. I don't see why they can't figure it out. He said that since it's her first baby, she needs a few weeks to get used to being a mum, which I get, but Felicity isn't there to see her, she's there to see her dad. Felicity is excited to see her dad and be a big sister, so she doesn't know any of this is happening, obviously. He has been calling and texting me almost daily about this, not in a harassing way, but acting like I'm being unreasonable. My parents say they can bring Felicity with them, which will be fine, but like I said, she's really excited to see her dad. She hasn't since New Year's. And honestly, I can't really afford for her to since plane tickets have been insane lately. He said in our last call that I'm disrespecting them and her motherhood journey, but to me, it's not disrespect. I'm just unable to accommodate there. Am I being unreasonable to think that he needs to stop making me try to figure this out for him? Edit. You don't need to keep telling me to get a lawyer regarding the child support. I don't know how many times I have to say that I've done that and it's being handled. Thanks for looking out for me, but I'm here for moral judgment more than legal advice. Edit 2. I laid it out to him that he can either figure out his custody time or pay for Felicity's flight to Europe with my parents. I won't ask them to pay for them, and I won't either because if he doesn't have any skin in it, he won't take it seriously. He knew I always take a June trip. He acknowledged it in December when he had to have known she was pregnant. He only started throwing this fit when he found out I was going on my trip with a boyfriend. If I were to pay for the flights, I can guarantee you that before she left, he would throw a fit and demand his custody time. He has been doing this to me for 18 years, so I know his game. And he was never going to quit his job. He freaking admitted that he was going to change his shifts around. I know it's not about me, but sometimes it's so overwhelming. I don't know. I don't have any advice right now, but I just know that bad cops make horrible exes. Okay, next story. Am I the a-hole for not eating my cake after my friend dug his finger into it? I, 20 female, was hanging out with my friend, 20 male, and we went to Jack in the Box around midnight, and I ordered myself the little chocolate cake. He ordered his meal, and we got back to my house, and he asked for some of my cake, and I said no. We argued about him getting some for about 10 minutes until I was about to leave. He proceeded to grab my cake and dig his finger into it, eat the cake off, and put the cake back into my purse. I was immediately upset, so I took the cake out of my purse, and he was trying to get me to take the cake by asking me if I needed a fork or if I wanted some cake. I left after saying something like, "What the F is wrong with you?" So, am I the a-hole for leaving and not taking the cake?